In the eerie twilight, I embark on haunting adventures through the desolate outdoors. As evening sets in, I follow my customary routine, venturing into the unknown. Amidst the familiar streets, I encounter a foreboding forest with two diverging paths. One is paved and safe, while the other, overgrown and mysterious, tempts me with its enigmatic allure. Driven by a desire, I choose the untamed path. As I return from my unsettling journey, I opt for the familiar path instead of the mysterious one. The entrance to this eerie realm remains concealed, known only to a few. Encounters with others are rare, leaving me isolated and alone. Occasionally, I cross paths with fellow pedestrians. Suddenly, a notification startled me, indicating someone nearby. Suppressing my fear, I continue running but feel compelled to investigate. Pausing briefly, I check my phone and discover a Snapchat photo of myself running, accompanied by a haunting message, "Come back." In a chilling discovery, I found that the snapshot was taken just moments ago, capturing me in the same clothes and surroundings. The eerie location hinted at the presence of someone hidden in the sinister foliage. Fear propelled me to quickly put away my phone and run as fast as I could. Forced to stray from my usual path, I embarked on a challenging journey to escape the forsaken forest. The sound of rustling and unsettling footsteps followed me relentlessly, but I refused to look back, knowing it would only slow me down. My heart raced as I pushed forward. Finally, I reached the edge of the forest, but my ordeal was far from over. Determined to elude my pursuer, I maneuvered through neighboring yards, seeking shelter in their intricate maze. It worked, as the sounds of pursuit faded into the night. However, a final bone-chilling noise echoed, a metallic clang, suggesting my mysterious attacker was armed. Haunted by the encounter, I never discovered the identity of the figure. Vowing to never revisit the forest, I disconnected my phone's connection to AirDrop, erasing any traces of vulnerability. In the depths of the night, my brother-in-law and I embarked on a chilling road trip across a desolate stretch of New Mexico. Rest stops were rare and isolated, appearing only every 100 miles. As midnight approached, we eagerly sought refuge at the next stop we could find. Finally, a typical middle-of-nowhere rest stop materialized before us, like a dormant predator awaiting its prey. In the dead of night, we arrived at a deserted rest stop, drawn by curiosity and nature's call. However, the doors remained locked, denying us entry. A sense of unease engulfed us as we surveyed the surroundings, searching for clues. Inside, the flickering lights beckoned, revealing a horrifying sight. A closet door smeared with fresh blood, instilling fear within us. Time stood still as I became paralyzed with dread, my very essence consumed by the chilling realization that we had stumbled upon a scene of unspeakable horror. My brother-in-law's desperate pounding on the door was abruptly stopped as I directed his attention to the horrifying sight of blood. The realization of danger washed over us, and we swiftly made our escape. However, a chilling discovery awaited us. A car without license plates, bearing the marks of multiple accidents, and a foreboding empty gun rack. In a desperate bid for safety, we sped away from the rest stop, the open door serving as a chilling reminder of the sinister presence within. After regaining the cellular signal, we reported the incident to the authorities, hoping for answers and a sense of closure. However, our inquiries went unanswered, leaving us trapped in an agonizing void of uncertainty, haunted by the events that unfolded that night. Late at night, I let my dog out for one last adventure before bed. Closing the door, I headed upstairs, unaware of the looming danger. Upon returning downstairs, I heard scratching at the door, reminiscent of my dog's signal. Yet a sense of caution urged me to approach it with care. I always peered through the peephole before opening the door, a habit ingrained since childhood. One day, I spotted a man fixated on the door handle, scratching and pretending to be my dog. Fearful for my pet's safety, I hesitated to call the authorities, unsure if they would grasp the gravity of the situation. I tried to capture evidence on my phone, but the image was blurry. The man revealed a blade and attempted to break into my home. Minutes stretched into agonizing eternities until, at long last, my vigilant dog detected the impending danger, releasing a thunderous cascade of barks that reverberated through the darkness. My dog possessed a bark so commanding and resounding that it startled the intruder, shrouded as he was in the cloak of night. Disoriented and incapable of discerning my dog's presence, the malevolent figure fled into the abyss. Swiftly, I unlatched the door, my trembling hands embracing my dog, as he returned to his rightful place within the safety of our home. Time has passed since that harrowing incident, and I have since sought refuge in a new dwelling, leaving the haunting memories behind. A police report was filed, yet the enigma remained unsolved, with no suspects to account for the sinister encounter. Trapped in the depths of destitution, I sought solace in my car, my sole refuge amidst a turbulent financial crisis. Exhausted from a grueling work shift, I parked at a random Walmart lot, seeking a moment's respite. Neglecting to lock my doors, I succumbed to sleep, unaware of the lurking dangers that awaited in the shadows. I abruptly awoke to a strange atmosphere. Darkness shrouded the room, accompanied by a faint, eerie hum. My attention was drawn to a window, where I glimpsed an unfamiliar figure seated in a car, their face hidden by a hood. Reacting instinctively, I reached for a knife stored in the door compartment, brandishing it while letting out a scream to startle the intruder. The sight of the knife, gleaming menacingly, must have pierced the intruder's awareness through the rearview mirror. Without so much as glancing back at me, a sudden jolt reverberated through the car as the driver slammed on the brakes. In a moment of frenzied haste, the door flung open, and the figure swiftly disappeared into the dense shroud of the surrounding forest that loomed on either side of the road. Caught in a state of breathless panic, I found myself stranded on an unfamiliar road amidst an ominous forest. The mysterious intruder's intentions remained shrouded in darkness as I grappled with the possibility of a car theft gone awry or a chilling attempted abduction. With no phone signal and a long journey ahead, fear and uncertainty plagued my mind, leaving me in a perpetual state of unease. During my youthful days, I came across a man who lived remarkably close to me. It felt like destiny had played a part in bringing us together, igniting a sense of curiosity and excitement for what could transpire between us. I connected with someone new on a dating app, and our conversation sparked excitement and interest. We made plans for a dinner date, and I set out to pick her up from her apartment. Using GPS, I navigated to the apartment complex, eagerly anticipating our meeting. I reached out to her for directions to her specific apartment, carefully driving through the complex to find the right building. Once I arrived, I let her know I was there, parking outside and ready for our evening together. Upon her request, I headed towards her apartment door, facing the challenge of finding parking nearby. As I walked towards her building, I took a final look at her Tinder profile and noticed a puzzling inconsistency in her pictures. Each image portrayed a different-looking person, which I had failed to notice before. Despite this discovery, I decided to remain open-minded, considering the possibility that the individuals in her photos could be her friends or acquaintances. As I approached the door, a sense of surprise washed over me when I discovered it unlocked and slightly ajar. Just as I was about to knock, a hushed male voice from behind the door sent a chilling whisper, "Be quiet. He's approaching." An instinctive feeling of danger surged within me, compelling me to flee or risk facing unforeseen consequences. Without hesitation, I swiftly turned around and bolted out of the complex, heading straight back to the safety of my car. Upon reaching home, I checked my phone and noticed 2 new notifications, both from the Tinder account. One message seemed to inquire about my whereabouts, questioning, "I saw you. Where did you go?" While the other urged me to return, saying, "Come back." Opting to disregard these unsettling messages, I tried to put the incident behind me. However, before I retired for the night, I received another text from the same account. It simply stated, "We have your license plate number." Realizing the gravity of the situation, I took immediate action and deleted the app without delay, prioritizing my safety and well-being above all else. In the early hours of the morning, around 4 a.m., I completed a tiring 10-hour shift as a night security guard. Exhausted and feeling hunger gnawing at me, I decided to order some food using my phone. After placing the order, I settled down to watch a movie while eagerly awaiting its arrival. Eventually, the sound of the doorbell broke the silence. Since I had opted for contactless delivery, I patiently waited for the photo confirmation from the delivery app before getting up. A few more minutes passed, and finally, the photo of my food appeared on the app, indicating that it had been placed on my doorstep. Just as I was about to rise and retrieve my eagerly awaited meal, I was startled by a forceful banging on the door. A man's voice erupted, yelling out that my food had arrived. In anticipation of my food delivery, I received an unsettling visit from the driver. Their behavior was peculiar, leaving me with a sense of unease. Thankfully, I had the screen door locked, preventing the intruder from gaining entry. The police were contacted, but the mysterious individual had vanished by the time they arrived. I filed a thorough report, bringing closure to the disturbing incident. The identity and motives of that individual remain unknown to me. I can't comprehend what could have compelled him to go to such lengths, pretending to be a delivery driver just to coax me into unlocking the door. The memory of his sudden lunge towards me lingers, and I can't help but imagine the potential consequences if I had left the screen door unlocked, granting him access to my home. It's a haunting thought that continues to occupy my mind. If you crave spine-chilling horror stories that will keep you up at night, then we have a special invitation for you. By subscribing, you'll gain access to a world of bone-chilling tales, where darkness lurks around every corner and suspense hangs in the air. Hit that subscribe button and let the nightmares unfold.